Greetings, people. Yard Reviews. Right now, we're going to be talking about a movie that me and Irv saw today, which was pretty good. From what I saw. Exodus, Gods and Kings, and this was also, in a lot of controversy as well because of the typical whitewashing of the cast.
Mm-hmm. And we spoke about this in movie news.
Yeah, we did.
As we did with the other movie.
Exactly.
But...
So, I mean, I can't blame Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, as a director, just came out and said, listen, Hollywood is not going to support, a movie without, with lead actors being, of a certain type of race and stuff. And you know what?
Which is true. It's sad, but it's true.
As far as what he said, everybody just kind of like shut up and said, listen, he said what he had to say.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Hollywood is like that. You know how it goes. So let's just watch the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Christian Bale did an amazing performance. Kevin, Joel Edgerton, I think, did even a much better performance.
Yeah, he was really good as Ramsey.
I think he did a very good job. I mean,
he had his sort of
he just had
the look. I think
he even had just like his mannerisms and stuff like that.
He had sort of the power and the arrogance of an Egyptian king.
I think the movie was actually like a well put together film. I mean, it's based off the story of the Bible. You know what I mean? Moses, the story of Moses, and it's not going to be a 10 Commandments. So if you're going in there with the mindset that it's going to be like the 10 Commandments, please don't, because it's not that type of movie. This is actually more based on reality, more grounded in a lot more reality. You actually get to see how the rivers were. It turned bloody. You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, you're just like, all right, is the river? Just going to be...
we saw. Yeah, that was a good point actually. You see how it happened,
and I like how when you get to see the levels of plagues, it's like you have an explanation for how the plagues came about.
Yeah.
It started with the
they gave it reason.
Exactly, more purple growth, and even with the parting of the Red Sea.
Yeah,
that was
that's what I was expecting. That he would stand in the middle, and then the sea would like part.
I just love how it was just a lot more grounded in reality.
Yeah,
and that was just really good for me.
Almost scientific. Little bit of dash, not real sense, but
and even just the aspect of like God being a child, you know what I mean?
That was interesting.
I thought that was really cool. That was a really cool take on it.
Because I was expecting that bush.
To
be the
and I mean it really worked out. Like you get to see like him conversing with God, and like even like what's his name? Aaron Paul's character Joshua was like watching him, and like he's looking like Moses crazy
almost with how far it was gonna go. And
I like how you get to see the transformation. You get to try to like this Egyptian general, this Prince of Egypt, and like he becomes, he actually becomes almost forced into being exiled, and then he starts his own family, and then he has to come back for his people, and because God just chose him and said, listen, I need a general, I need somebody to run.
He's going to be able to handle the magnitude of this.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I need, and that's why I chose you, and you know what I mean? And it's great because, he doesn't agree with God a lot of the times. A lot of the times, even with the plagues, they say, you need to stop.
It's too much.
And he was like, no, Ramsey pushed me and say, these guys claim to be gods. I'm going to show you what's going on. And trust me, when that last plague came through, man.
That was really well done, actually.
I thought
they just stopped breathing.
I thought it was really well done. The whole thing was put together well. I thought it was a really good film.
The special effects. I was looking forward to the magnitude and the scale of how they would build that.
It's an epic. You know what I mean? And like you see, like the whole bunch of the horses and carriages and everything, and it was just done on an epic scale. And they did the film justice. You know what I mean? They did the film justice. Everything was done well. It never looked that much like a CGI. I think it looks almost realistic to a certain extent. So a lot of things were hit on point. So, I mean, I like the film. Like I said, I never went in there thinking that it was going to be a 10 Commandments and it was going to be like Christian Bale was going to try to emulate a Charlton Heston performance and stuff like that. It was just done well. Actors did their job. I mean, as far as Sigourney Weaver, I don't know why she was even in the film. She had probably like 2 lines
than 6
or 1
lines.
line. Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Like I think that was maybe the character that people were having.
I guess it just needed that her face because
she wasn't even tan. They didn't even try to blend her in.
But the thing is, she always just had this skull look on her face. I guess because she has this tough face.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver always just had this tough face, and
there's no aliens here,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like she has this tough face, but obviously she wanted.
Her face didn't.
Because she was really threatened by the relationship that Moses had with the Pharaoh. And Ramses would have never had that relationship. And she knew that if it was up to the Pharaoh Moses would have been the successor, and Moses would have been the one running Egypt. And because that, it just doesn't work that way. And the mother, of course, wants her child to be the one in rule. And that's why she didn't like Moses and stuff. But it was really interesting to see that Ramses was the one that sent him packing with the sword. And then how all of this, listen, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, it just shows you the duality of the personalities and how everything clashed. And then at the last part, when you say Ramses around all his dead soldiers, and you're just like, yeah, Ramses the Great. You know what I mean? And like that was just hilarious to me. That was just crazy. I mean, I think the movie was done well. Ridley Scott, directed a good film. I mean, and there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. But I'm personally going to go out on a limb and say this was better than Hercules and than any sword and sandals film that came out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just for that, I'm just going to go ahead and give it an 8.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I mean,
I give it a 7.
I'm going ahead and give it an 8.
I can see why.
Because listen, when you think about it, is a lot grounded in reality. It's a 2.5 or 2 hour 10 minutes film, which was I think perfect timing because you don't want
it's at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but I think that's a perfect timing.
The timing, for the storyteller wasn't
exactly
a problem.
Exactly. So you're not really looking at like a 3-hour film like Interstellar, whereas it was just long and you know what I mean. Yeah, like there were parts of the movie were dragged out a bit, but you know what I mean, because I already knew the story, already knew how everything was going to play out. So I knew, it's just that I like the little subtle differences that they did to make it a little bit more grounded in reality as regards to the plagues and as regards also and as regards also just to like God being a child and stuff like that. And just at the last part where you just see him going with the people and he's controlling the Ark of the Covenant now, which is the laws and it's just good. You know what I mean? I think it was well done. So yeah, I really have to say that it was well done. I give it an 8 or give it a 7, and so that's all I really have to say about that. Anyway, guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in.
This is our last review of the year.
The last review of the year. Coming back with more reviews next year. So listen, do remember to subscribe to the show, youtube.com/YardReviews, as well as follow us on Twitter @YardReviews, and also check out Herb's WordPress. Email us at yardy.reviews@gmail.com. Yep, and check out Herb's WordPress, bigpicturesmallscreen.wordpress.com. All of the reviews of the post. I think I did Twitter already.
Okay.
Yeah, I did Twitter already. Yeah, but thanks for checking. But yeah, check that out, and yeah, me and Herb signing out. Big up yourselves.